I'm gonna try doing a live stream over here. See if the signal holds because it's nighttime, and usually at this time there's not a lot of people online, so the Wi-Fi is a lot stronger for some reason. So hopefully the signal does hold. If you are watching this on the replay, give it a thumbs up and comment below and let me know you're a part of the replay crew. I'm just gonna show all the tanks that are here in the old house that still have fish. There's about 22 tanks that have fish still in them. This tank has the Apitanos. We can try feeding them actually. We can throw some food and see what's going on in the tank, who's in there. If you're watching this right now, comment, you know, say hello. Okay, I just threw some food in. Let's see if the fish are gonna come out to eat. What's going on, Joe? What's going on, BTL? Oh, look, the fish are coming up. They've already been fed. So, what's going on, Steven? How you doing, buddy? I don't have you on the group chat. What's going on? Send me a message. I had to add you on the group chat. Maybe you sent me a message and I somehow missed it. I don't know. Let me know what's going on. Good morning. Yes, it is morning. It's like 3:30 in the morning. It's almost 4. So, if this drops, if the live stream drops, I'm going to start a new one. I just want to show all the fish that's here. I'm trying to get these guys to come out. They're usually like a lot more active, but I've already fed them, so they're already like kind of fattened up today. So there's one up there. There's a bunch in here. There's one right here. I don't know if you can see it. There's another one right there. They're just not coming out to eat. Maybe the camera's scaring them. Okay, let's go over and look at some other fish. Alright, so there are some type of hypancestors. Like this is a spotted hypancestors. It was sold to me as L471. I have a group of them in here. They're really pretty. So we're gonna move them. I've kept them separated from my other L471s. And also the other spotted hypancestors that I have, which are the big spot fish that I got recently. So I have all those separated from different tanks. And then there's a Rhine Loricaria in here. I don't know if you can see it. It's like berry. Try to zoom in. There he is. There we go. What's going on, live feeding? Everybody subscribe to his YouTube channel, please. Thank you. Good morning. Steven, how you doing? Oh, very nice. Congratulations on your new tanks. So this is a Rhine Loricaria, like a red lizard. And it's a really pretty fish. It's super cool. I really like them. I have a bunch of small ones. I'm trying to breed them as they grow up. We'll move over and look at some of these guys. I'll show you the shrimp tanks also. I have my angel fish in here. So these are fish I bred last year. Can you guys see the screen clearly? Everything's good? Oh, buddy, I've been moving. I'm so sorry, Steven. I've just been really busy moving. I haven't had time to like respond to everybody. I'm gonna get to your chat like soon, okay? Give me a couple more days to like get settled in at the move and stuff. Like it's been hectic. I still have all these tanks still here, you know? Yes, I will add you to the group chat. I forgot. Um, I'm gonna do that when I get to my phone. My phone's not even here. Like, I just got to this house like a few hours ago. Not a few hours ago, but like 7, 8 hours ago. And I returned the rental and came here and I went to sleep. So I have to work today and then tomorrow. So I woke up earlier and I'm just hanging out. And I might sleep for a bit more because I had to be work at like 12 I think. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. I have to check my phone. My phone's in the charger and stuff. So I will get to you very soon. Uh, Thank you, live feeding. And Steven, I definitely will get you a message just now when I get to my phone. But look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. This guy is super cool. He was born like about 2 years ago. So I would say a little bit like less, like a year and a half maybe now. I don't have exact like record of it. Like I can go back and check, but I'm not going to. There's another one that I really like. Can you guys see it? Yes, I'm really tired. I haven't slept well in like a few days, and today finally I had like a nap, like a proper sleep. What's going on, Kushal? This is the L3 Hype Ancestors. This is not a L236. These are all L340s. So really pretty fish. There's another one. I really like these ones. They're one of my favorites. Here's one of the spotted ones. Oh, there he is. He's a dad too. There's babies in this tank also. There's babies all over this tank. I saw one earlier. Um, like, like a newborn, like a very small one. And then down below we have these shrimp tanks. I'll try to get you down there just now, 1 second. There's some nice shrimp in here. So these were all born in here, like just naturally off of the shrimp that live here. I originally got a bunch of these um, tiger-looking shrimp. They're called Michelins. So I got those originally, and they just kept producing like Michelins and crystals and all these other fancy shrimp every once in a while. So I'm gonna be focusing on those a bit and set them up and stuff. Yeah, that's what I got. So really nice. I like that one. What's going on at Korea Life? There's some really nice fish here too. Those are called ruby tetras. They're really rare, and they do good in low pH. I've had these guys probably about 7, 8 years at least now. Probably more actually now that I think about it. They've been in this setup since this has been set up, and this has been set up for a long, long time. This is ADA substrate, and it used to be extremely well taken care of, but now I don't take care of the plants or anything. There's just shrimp, there's the fish. They're doing great though, so I'm not complaining. I do want to get rid of the duckweed. It's been a struggle with this tank. Over here, we have another shrimp tank with pygmaeus cories. So this has some cherry shrimp. Ooh, that's not good at Korea Life. That's not good. Do you know why? Do you know how that happened? Like, are you in Sri Lanka? Because I know they're like no power in Sri Lanka. That sucks, mate. So how are your fish doing? I'm really curious right now. I'm sorry about all the questions. I need to find out. Um, but let's go around and look at some of the other fish while we're waiting to find out why her power is out. And also look. I gotta show you something real quickly. There is a really cool fish in here. There's like a few of them. There was more. These guys don't do good with warm temperature. So I had like 10 of them. But through the summer heat wave last year, I lost like 7 or 8. And I have the remaining 2 or 3 in here. There's one right there actually. There's actually maybe 2 right there. A really pretty fish. They are a Corydorus loratiensis. It's like a really nice fish, but then there's also pygmaeus in here that are breeding. But since I added the loratiensis, I noticed there's less pygmaeus babies, so they might be predating on them too. Um, and this is the dad of the new babies that came out today and yesterday. Good morning, George. It's 3:30 in the morning in Canada right now, or in Toronto. Um, I'm trying to get you guys these guys to come out, but they're not hungry anymore. I fed them already, so these are the tanks that's in the house still left over. Let's go over here and look at the ultims. Let's feed these guys. Let me set you guys up first and get some food. Alright, hold on. Alright. There we go. Alright. Here we go. These guys are like, I think, probably one of my favorite fish. I don't want to say like my favorite fish. Because all the other fish are also my favorite fish. But I definitely like these guys a lot. I really enjoy feeding them. So let's see them eating. Oh, they're like very hungry today. I haven't been here in a few days, so like everybody's been super hungry. When I put food, everybody's been like going nuts. So that was fun. So I fed everybody like several times today since I've been here. That's basically why I came over. And also like my work tomorrow is close to this house. Alright, somebody said. How you doing, George? I hope so too, man. Oh wow, your neighbor was digging up for a pool and hit the fine. Oh nah, that's not good. Fish are okay now, running backup battery. Nice, that's good. That's good. Good job. Good morning. I'm sorry. You know, like a Korea life, that's not fun when that happens. But I'm glad you have backup batteries. Look at them going to town on the food. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something that I personally think about the Ultims. Give me a second. Like, I think this is probably one of the reasons. Hold on, let me get back here so you can hear me clearly and stuff. Okay, so I think one of the main problems people have with keeping ultims and also discus also, and angelfish in general, and then this type of fish in general, is that these guys need to eat constantly. You see how much they're eating, like right now, right? Like and this is not even a lot of food, right? But then there's food in the ground that past them, they won't go after it. So it needs to be right in front of them in the water column for them to eat it. So I'm sitting here throwing like a lot of food into this tank just to get them to eat. See? This has to happen several times a day. And if it doesn't, they are not eating. And then in turn, they become weak. And then the weaker fish are more susceptible to diseases. And that's how, in general, discus, angelfish, and ultims all die before their time, because these guys can live very long lives. You know, I've personally kept a lot of these for a long time. So myself and some of the fish in my facility are like quite old. So I had like my big red. He's like 8 years. He's still alive. He's at my fence house. He lives in a 6 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot tank, like 150 gallons or something. It's huge. And it's just him and another female. That's all in the tank, fully planted, and they breed like, you know, like it's super nice. So I'm gonna try to get a video for you guys. You know, my friend's pretty private, so he doesn't like really show off or anything. But I'm gonna try to get a video for you guys. But yeah, let's try to feeding these guys some more. Yeah, you have to, George. I think that's the trick to it. That's part of it. You know, like you really have to feed them a lot. So having a lot of Plecos in this particular tank makes a big difference to keeping the excess food down, because all the excess food that falls, the Plecos will just go after it. You know. So okay, let me catch up on the chat. I love your videos. Thank you for sharing your work with the world here at DC. From USA. DC Aquatics, what's up, what's up? Dreamfish are L46, so they are my favorite videos. Amazing. Thank you. What's up, Austin? You've been here long enough. I'll make you a moderator. Give you a wrench. Winston Field. Hi Malik, nice ultims. They are F1 or 2 ultims. No. They're wild caught. I got them and they're about that big for like 30 or 40 bucks each. I bought 10. I had all 10 of them until about 6 months ago. I sold 5 of them. I needed rent. I was broke, you know, like we were still in lockdown, so I needed money to pay rent. And I sold 5 of them for like $1,000 bucks. And I kept the other 5. So these are the remaining 5. And I did buy 10 or 11 more. What's going on? But they're dead males and poo inside. Yeah, my phone is in the other room, Steven. I can't really respond to you right now, but like, I mean, I guess I'm responding to you right now here. But yeah, I should probably get my phone. I'm working with 12 varieties of ancestors. Nice, congrats. Half male Nemo and 2 female. Oh, nice. Super exciting, George. Yeah, we're gonna try to get some beta soon. Yeah, these are real Atabapo ultims. So I got these from my friend who imports them from the Amazon. I feed my discus more than 2 times a day, definitely. Yes, definitely. I think the pH seems to have an effect on them too. I try to keep the pH in this tank at about 6 or so, or below if I can, but not too much lower than like 5.5. So it's a fine balance. I always usually have a bucket of water here from my tap, and you know, every time I just add like a couple of cupfuls or like half a gallon every couple of days. That adds pH plus, and that just brings up the pH to where it needs to be. And then over the next couple of days, it might drop like a degree or 2, like 0.1 or 0.2. And then I add some more water from my tap, whatever. And that's how I keep the pH at a specific amount. I do that with this tank here, and my Zebra Pleco tank, my L134 tank, which we will see just now. We will go around and see those, because those tanks are still here. I haven't moved any of the fish from those tanks until we had the new tank set up. So it's going to be a couple of days, till it happens. Okay, so let's go around and see something else that I want to show you guys that I think a lot of you guys probably haven't seen this thing either in a while. We did look at this a few days ago. Also, I did a full aquarium tour before I started dismantling. I recorded it, so it's gonna come very soon. I just had to edit it and stuff. And another thing I want to talk about is Bob Wilson. He is 88 years old, at least according to him. But I think he's actually probably older than 88. I'm guessing he's probably like at least 90, okay? He's quite old. But he doesn't like to admit his age, so I know that. He looks very young compared to like his actual age too. So I was at his house and I was doing some work there, and I was blessed enough to. So this is somebody that's been keeping fish since he was 7 years old. So for 81 years in Canada, he talks about how tanks were heated in his time to keep discus and stuff like that. And he talks about all this stuff in quite detail. And so I was pretty excited to get that on video. And I'm going to share that with you guys once I can get that edited, you know. And so we did move all the tanks and everything, and it's going to be super cool to watch. But I think Bob Wilson is something of a phenomenon that you guys would probably would want to see what he has to say about fish keeping and life in general, you know. There are my CPD colony in here, so they're still in the tank. There's the super reds. These are the long fin super reds. There's a breeding group in here. There's babies everywhere. The parents are usually in this cave. The dad, there's another cave right beside it that the dad usually either breeds into sometimes. I have some babies. I don't know if you guys can see them. Let me try to zoom in. There they are. They were born a couple of days ago. I didn't actually have any of my work stuff here. Everything else has been moved. There's a baby CPD in the ring. There's a few of them actually. I've been catching them in the tank, so I just throw them in there. So I really like this particular strain of super reds. So look at these other babies that were born like a few months ago. There's so many of them, man. And these are the ones that I didn't end up separating. So like these ones ended up somehow getting in the tank. Either like I missed them before I harvested them, they got out, or you know they jumped the filter, or they got through the weir in the box, or they jumped the box somehow and got out. So really nice fish. I really like them. Yeah, let me get up on the chat real quick. Hold on, let's see what everybody's saying. Just looked at Fish Room, the channel, the videos of fish tank. Yeah, looking super nice. Yes, I do, DC. No, definitely not even just busy, Steven. I'm all over the place. Like, because I'm living in two separate houses now, right? So I have stuff here and I have stuff at the other house, right? And okay, so in Canada, we sell them for about $8 at the store, okay? So the pet stores usually give me between $2.50 to $3. Just because, like, look at the quality of my fish. Like, if you're giving this kind of fish, like if they look like this, I know your fish look like this, so I think you can get about $2.50 cash, or like $3 to $3.50 in store credit. I would say $3.50 in store credit because they're selling them for like $8 here in Canada. So whatever the price is, you know, I would say get like a quarter to a third of the selling price. That's my what I think. But here, I'll show you guys some more stuff that's here. I have these guys that are here that were born a few months ago, like about a month ago, and then the CPD's in there too. Like I don't know how these get in here, right? Like they just come out of the parent tank. So this box was not even here. So this box was attached over there. I moved it over here just because I'm moving and I need to catch all the fish. And I just found these right now. So that's crazy. They just breed naturally, you know. There's a bigger one because this is from 2 months ago. And there's the longfin reds that I've been growing out. I did sell out of this one. Some of these fish ended up in Sudbury, Ontario. All over Ontario, actually. Oh, look at the Ultims. Let's feed them some more. So this is what I do basically with the Ultims. I'm here like feeding them over and over and over. They get a lot of food. Let's feed them again. And I just feed all the Ultims. And there we go. No, they're not. They haven't paired up yet. So that's the plan at the new house. Some of the bigger tanks we're going to use for that to get the pairs set up. And then once they pair up, we're going to use the 30 breeder cubes, most likely to put the pairs to breed. Because this is a fish that I think we really need to get going in Toronto. Even more than discus. And we're going to be breeding those too. We already have some babies that are coming up. And I'm gonna definitely sell some of those, but gonna keep some of them to grow for ourselves to get for our breed stock. You know, some of the larger ones that we grow. I mean, the best of the best, right? So if we're gonna grow the best fish, that's what we should be keeping. And then I talked to my partner today. I was like, yeah, should I sell some of the big zebs, you know, because we're moving and stuff. And he goes, do you need the money? I said, no. So then he said, no, don't sell them. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. You know? So. But yeah, these guys are fun. I love feeding them. They like eating too. Right now they're like skittish because there's no other angels in here. I moved all the other angels over to the other house that was in this tank. There's still like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 pairs and 2 single angelfish in the fish rooms left. So there's 10 angelfish left plus these 5. So in total there's 15 angels left in this house. And these guys are all probably gonna move in the next couple of days. But I'm working here in Toronto for the next 2 days. So I'm gonna stay here. The fish are being fed over there. And like, you know, once a day, so they're good. It's no issues. I'll turn the camera over and I'll show you guys the other side view, what I get to see when I sit here and drink beers. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Right, these are the other tanks. Obviously the water levels are down. I'm trying to get things moving over to the new house. What's going on, GB? DC. Okay, so I know you're not in Canada, so I'm gonna be truthful to you. Right now, our main market is here in Ontario. We're barely supplying the Ontario market. So until we completely saturate the market here and we sell to everybody here, we're not really focusing on selling to anywhere else to the US because it's just more work in terms of paperwork and all this other stuff we need to do, which we don't have to do to sell here in Ontario. I just, literally put it in a truck and send it over, right? But if you really do want to get something specific, aside from super Plecos, which I'm not going to sell to the US right now because I don't have a CITES papers. I don't want to apply for it yet. I'm going to apply for it soon. But when I do apply for that, then I could send those over. But we don't have production to do that. So therefore, You know, we're focusing on Toronto, but we do have a website coming up. It's a really easy website that's going to be easy to find. So I have links to that once it's up and running, where people can go and see what's available and buy fish that way. It'd be like a wholesale website where a lot of fish can be bought for wholesale prices if you're buying large quantities. And if you're buying smaller quantities, we'll still give you discounts. You know what I mean? Like a really good price. So longfin super red. It's really pretty fish. And we have our L56 Harry Ancestors, our Ranchers. It's a really pretty fish too. There's another one right there. L401 Hype Ancestors in here. It's really nice. I like that fish. And that's the Pseudohemidan Africanos tank. It's half full. Just because that way I can keep the water flowing in, and these filters, if they fell, like, you know, if they lost the suction and they fell into the tank, they wouldn't stop doing that, you know, and then in turn the oxygen saturation in here wouldn't go down. Because the only requirement for this fish, I guess two requirements, is sand and high oxygen saturation. So they need sand to bury themselves into, and they need really high oxygen saturation because they're underneath the sand. So the water needs to be super saturated with oxygen. If those failed, and if they, like, the water was, there was one time I filled it up past the power head outlets, you know, this is like when I first got them, because I figured there's a air driven sponge filter in there, and there's, like, you know, whatever, and there's a lot of current from the power heads, right? It's not like it's stagnant. But I noticed that they were all out in the sand, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? And realized that they're breathing heavy and stuff. So now I do this. But at the new house, I had to come up with a new strategy, because I do want to fill up their tank. I might put them in a 40 breeder, because a 40 breeder is like the same height as the filter here. So this filter is the same height as a 40 breeder. That's a 65 tall, right? So it's the same footprint as a 40 breeder. That's a 40 breeder right there. Right? So that tank is probably going to be enough being dead for the Africanos tank. And we are going to try and breed these Congo Tetras. I really like these fish. They're one of my favorites. What's going on? How you doing, Jonathan? You're up early. What time is it? It's like 4. Can I join member chat? Which channel members do I need to subscribe to? Oh no, you gotta become a member. You gotta become a paid member to join the member chat. That's how that works. Unfortunately, it's only exclusive for members that are paying for a subscription. So there's several member chats. There's the breeders member chat, and then there's the regular group member chat, and then after the first 100 members, the entry level members that are paying only $2 will have their own chat, and everybody else will have their own chat. But like right now, there's less than 100, so everybody's on the same chat group. But it's worth being on it. You know what I mean? There's so much to learn and fun stuff going on. So it's up to you right now, because you're okay. So it depends on what you want to learn. If you want one-on-one, like, you know, you want to message me and ask me questions all the time, and you want me to help you breed a specific type of fish, I recommend becoming either a breeder level member or a master breeder level member. If you're a master breeder level member, I'll just, like, you know, give you a lot more like of my time, whatever. But like right now, the first 100, so like I'm doing everybody most the same thing. But when there's, you know, like it's all based on time, right? Like how much time do you want me to dedicate to you in a month, right? So like, but like if you're just paying $2 or $5, then, like, you know, you're on the group chat. There's help there, like just not from me, but from other fish keepers. And I'm there. I'm also, like, you know, you can ask me questions. You know, we can chat, whatever. So it's fun. It's a fun tool, 24/7. Everybody there is like experienced fish keepers for the most part. So it's a lot of learning going on. And then I also learn from the chat. So that's also there. So let's do a count. Okay, there is the There's the 4 tanks over here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's these 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 and 12. I moved everything else that you're not seeing here have already been moved by myself. Okay? So that's what? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is a really nice thing. It's a shrimp tank. I really like this one. There's some nice shrimp in there. So that's 14. Let's go around. The rack is empty. I moved everything out of here. All these are small tanks. They're easy to move. Oh yeah, let's look at some of these. 15, 16, 17. Already moved myself. 18, 19, 20, 21 with fish. 22, 23, and 24 didn't have fish, so I just had to dismantle this part and then slowly get that out of the way. I was just waiting for my friend to come here and help me with this. But, you know, it's going to get done. Oh, and then 25. And 26, 27. There's still fish in that tank, baby fish. I got to catch them. Remove the sand and I'll do all that work. So yeah, that's what's going on over there. And then there's Zebra Pleco grower tank here. Let's look at that real quickly. There we go. So these are the tanks that are still left here and haven't moved, right? And the main group of Zebs are still here also. There's White Lightning. He's inside the brick. Can you see him? Not the one in the bottom, but he's being covered by the angelfish. I'll put some food. They'll come out. These guys love food. There we go. See? He's right there. So, he's really pretty. Or she is, I think it's a girl. But she hasn't grown a lot. Like her brothers and sisters are definitely quite larger than her. Which is fine, I guess. I'm not complaining. But, you know, it is what it is. And these are some other girls that I have. They're doing great. These are going really fast actually. I'm doing really well with this group. Even the red lizards are doing really well in this thing. And then I have some more girls. These are L333 Quarter de Mons. They're really pretty fish. Spotted and stuff. And parents on this tank over here. I'll turn the lights on for you guys. There we go. So, there's those guys and girls. And BTL Aquatics, welcome to the club. Thank you for becoming a member. And send me a message on Facebook. Let me know your BTL Aquatics and I will add you to the group chat. Cool? I'm good. Cook dinner right now, so goodbye. Goodbye. Good night. Austin Matthew Del Cruz. And Robert says, how many guppies do I need to breed to make $50,000 US dollars? So that depends on what kind of guppies you're breeding, how much you're going to sell them for, how much can you sell them for, and also, you know, there's a lot of factors that gets involved in that. You know, I think we went over this before. But in terms of making them, each female will produce about 25 a month, give or take. Like from, like a certain age to a certain age. So to have 1,000 babies, you would need, 1,000 divided by 25 would be 4 per 40 guppy females. I would say about 50 females to make 1,000 because not every single one would be producing at any given time. Or a little bit more, you might be able to produce a little bit more, but it's good to have more than less. So 50 females to make 1,000 babies, and if you're selling each baby for, whatever amount, like $50 each, some guppies do sell for $50 each. But can you sell 1,000 at $50 each? Is every single one of your fish gonna be that showfish that's gonna sell for $1,000 or for $50? These are all things to consider. But the production side of things, you need 50 females to make 1,000. If you need to make 5,000 babies, then you would need 5 times as much. So that would be 250 females. If you need to make 10,000 babies, that would be 500 females, basically. I'm really excited to get some of these guys into larger tanks. So alright, so let's look at some other fish down here. This is a big angelfish that's still left here. She has to transport to the new house, and or he, I think it's a boy. I'm not 100% sure, I can't remember. I think it is a boy. Yeah, it is a boy. Yeah. It was paired up with the black one, and the female died. So through the move, I did lose some fish. I guess not at the new house, but at this house. Not in the move, but right before the move, I had a few issues with a disease outbreak, and I did lose some angels. That was one of them that died. I lost one in this one also over here. I saved these guys though. They didn't die. So it was angelfish specific disease. I did lose one Pleco right here. I lost the big male of these P33 quarter de mas. So that was kind of sad. He's really pretty actually. He's the big boy in the tank now. Or the only big boy in the tank. Look at him, he's a beast. Huge whiskers. So, anyways, pop the camera up. Sorry guys. And girls. Alright. Alright. I don't know why that keeps popping out. I'm trying to bend it down. Alright, there we go. Here we go. So that's that tank down here. And it has the L15s. I'm gonna get some food up here. Because these guys are awake. And you can feed them right now. I just put the lights on, so let's see if they come out here. Alrighty. Yeah, they're not coming out to eat. I already fed them already too, like a couple of times, once earlier today for these guys. So, and then there's some Corridorus in there. They're Corridorus to Plecarius. Oh, they are coming out. There's one coming out. Hold on. Let me move this piece of plastic out of the way. There we go. I've been cleaning underneath the tanks and stuff, so I had rocks and stuff under there being storage. There we go. Big fatty's coming out. That's one of my big boys. Oh, look at him. He's having the time of his life in there. Sand is good for your Plecos. Look, they dig through it. They make their own tunnels. They made a tunnel over there. There's another tunnel on the other side of that filter. They kind of do their own thing. They rearrange this tank regularly. Look at that. There's tunnels everywhere in here. So I want to get these guys into a big tank. Like a nice big tank. Really big tank. So yeah, one of my friends just messaged me and said their baby fish died because the cis breeder like ran down its water, didn't have enough water in it. This is one of the complaints I have about the cis breeders, especially the BL1 or whatever it is, the one with the mesh at the bottom. I don't like that one. I like the other ones that I'm using here, but even with those, the mesh. Well, this one is better designed because it has an inch of water left where the fish will not completely dry out. But it's scary when that happens, man. It's sad. But yeah, so I'm sorry to hear that. My friend just messaged me, so I just wanted to share that with you guys and girls. And there it is. These guys are, well, there's like 7 or 8 of those big Plecos in there, but they're not coming out right now. So let's move over here. I have my L260 Queen Arabesque growouts in here in this breeder box. They're quite large now. They're almost 1 3/4 inches. I'm gonna put them into a tank at the new place. So so stay tuned for that. We'll look at those ones once they're in their new tank. But right now we're gonna be looking at the L199 tank here, which is our yellow zebra Plecos. So these are type of Hypancestras. They're really pretty. I really like these guys. These are one of my favorite fish. I guess all these fish are my favorite fish. That's why they're here, right? Alright. Sorry about the noise. Okay. Let's look at these guys. Here we go, real quickly. I don't know if they're gonna come out. They've been fed already too, but it's okay. They can be fed a couple of times today. They haven't had food for a couple of days, you know? And we have green neon Tetras in here. I try to keep the pH in here below 7, ideally. 6.5, 6, somewhere there is good. Sometimes it drops to like 5.5, but I try to keep it above 5.5 and higher. I don't like to get any drop below 5.5. So that's the range I keep these guys at. The yellow one you're seeing in the bottom middle is a baby from last year. I really like that one. I kept that one to myself. So Daniel, if you're watching this, 10 of these yellow fish are yours. I'm definitely gonna, stay true to my word. So 10 of these baby yellow fish in there. So yeah, these are all the ones I kept back. See this striped one there? There's another one there. There's another spotted one. There's a whole bunch of them. So they've already been fed today, so they're not all coming out to eat. But this is what they usually do. They just hang out. They look for food, whatever. And beside them is another tank. So I have 3 Hypancestras big spot continents in there. There's one. There's another one. And So the little guys are my L471s. The babies, they're growing out. I just have them in there. These guys did do some damage to the parents, but the babies are too small for them to try to breed with. So right now, I just have nowhere else to put them, so I have them in there all together. But I'm gonna take these big three and put them in their own pen. And then I have these CW028s in here. They're really pretty. That's a really nice thing. There's like German Ram pairs in there, a bunch of them, water flowing out. Real nice thing. And then this thing back to this thing. Also real nice thing. Okay, my iPad just keeps coming off of the thing. Which is, I guess, a good thing because the next thing we have to see is difficult to get to. So I'm going to try and get in there right now with this handheld. And then I'll do the zebra Pleco tank and I'll end the video. So these are my snow pandas. So the little ones you're seeing are born in the tank. There's two of them that are in the front. There's more. You too, Sagedi Nona. What's going on, John? If you're watching this right now, say hi. So there are snow pandas that were born here, the little ones. The big ones that are swimming above them, or this guy, for example, is one that was that I purchased. And then there's the L134 group. They have spawned for me, but I never got any fry out of this group yet. So I did get eggs from them a couple of times. I even tried to hatch some eggs myself, but no babies so far. But I'm pretty confident, God willing, that there is going to be some babies coming out of these fish very soon. It's a natural tank, you know. It's a lot of plant vegetation, lots of vegetation going up on the filter. You know, like it's not even, the water level's down, so it might not even be pushing water through it right now. This one's still working though, so like this is my power head backup. So this is why I have these mostly, just in case you know, like something like this has happened, where the water is like too low and then it's not working as well. I still have flow and filtration in the tank. So this is 600 gallon per hour or whatever. And there's another one like that, so you can see how well they work. They're super efficient. They work really good, and pushes a ton of water. So very good filters. And then, you know, it doesn't really clog up even with sand and stuff. It's still pushing water. Like these are like really well designed. I really like this. So if anybody from Penplax wants to get to me, I mean, I definitely would be like to get in touch with those people because I use a lot of your filters. Yeah, so the 134 tank, not a lot of action from these fish. There's 10 of them in the tank. There's another one in there. They're always in the caves. Even when I feed them, they come out every once in a while. They'll eat. I'll see them. Stick some resin in there. Yeah, I have to. I have a bag of resin. I just haven't put it in there. We have a lot of resin now, so we definitely will. All right. So I'm gonna show you the Zeb tank, and I'm gonna end the video right after, soon after that. So this is the zebra Pleco tank. Haven't shown this in a few months, I think, properly. There's a lot of fish in here. I don't know. We'll start from this side. There's baby back there. You can see it. There's the CW045s, or 49s actually. Resin bag, working, doing its thing. There's a bunch in here. These girls are pregnant. They're ready to breed, so they'll breed soon. This girl is pretty much ready. I had them trapped yesterday, these two. So I don't know what happened. They just left. There's a baby inside in the crevasse. There's more babies. There's an adult in the back. There's one in the cave. There's another pair. These guys are weirdos too, so we'll see what they're doing in this couple of days. This one here is a baby. This guy was trapped with this female this morning when I came over. I don't know why. Like these two have been teasing me for months now. Like this is one of my bigger pairs. So like it's been a few times they're trapped now, and nothing has happened with these two. But I also think that the temperature in my room is a little warmer right now, and I also have two of these power heads that's generating quite a bit of heat. So it's been difficult for me to drop the temperature in here. so that could be a factor on the results not being ideal. But it's a good thing that they're all gravid and ready to go, because when I move them to the new facility and the water changes and stuff that happens initially might trigger all of them to spawn at the new facility, which is my hope. Um, so there's another one here, and there's more babies in the back and stuff. There's quite a bit of babies in here. These are everything that I've held back, and then I also have babies growing out in these boxes. So these are some of the new babies from this year. There's like a bunch in here too. It's difficult to see because it's algaed up. There's 7 of them in there, and then there's some more in here. Smallest spawn in here, and real nice. I might sell these for. Somebody did want them, so they're getting to the size. I might sell them. So if you are one of those people that want these fish and you're in Toronto, send me a message. I'll sell all 4 for $600, and yeah. And I do have a male in here, no eggs or anything, but he had a couple of scratches on him, so I did remove him to heal up by himself. I didn't want him to get beat up anymore and lose him for some accident. So essentially, those are all the tanks here in the fish room, the old fish room. I'm still here for another month, but like, I don't know what I did. I'm here in Toronto. I have this apartment for another month, but I'm not gonna live here probably after this weekend. All the fish will be moved out probably by the end of the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Ideally, that's the plan. I don't know if I'll have the Zebs moved out at that point or not, but I will move almost everything else, and I'll try my best to also move the Zebs before that. So Thursday, Friday is my big fish move days, and I think Saturday and Sunday are going to be tanks and stuff. Even Saturday, I think it's going to be mostly moving fish. I'll move a lot of these smaller tanks myself. So like next move, I'll move this one. I'll move the tanks behind me, for example. Like I can move this myself, this one myself. I've moved all the other ones. I can also move this one myself. I can move all these ones here myself. The only thing in here that I actually physically am unable to move myself is the 65. Like, I think I can probably move it. Like, I'm just not trying to break my back. But doing it by myself, but I did get it up into the apartment myself. I got it out of my car and up the stairs myself. I just did it a couple of steps at a time, and I deadlifted it, right? And when I got into the apartment, even this one out here, like I moved that one all myself too, like into the apartment. And the 40 breeder and the 55. So I don't think I can do it. I just have help, so my friends are helping me, so I'm not gonna try to like break my back when I don't need to. And my friends are very strong, so like it was very good. My 2 friends came and helped me to do that. You know what I mean? Yesterday, like the really big tanks. Oh my God! Like one of those tanks is like about 300 pounds for the tank. It was the 125 gallons. It's thick glass. It's 3/4 inch thick glass. Like it's huge. And I don't know if it's 3/4. Maybe it's 5/8 of an inch. It's more than a half inch. It's thick glass. And so they got it up the stairs and everything and into the truck, and I was like, holy, like I was trying to help. I was like, yo, you need a third person? Like, and my friend Chris is like, my friend Nick is like, nah, bro, like get out of here, like, you know what I mean? What do you think, I'm weak or something? And he's like lift the tank like it was nothing, and I was like, all right, why am I gonna try to break my back? But like, I did like tilt it to get the water, and I felt the weight. Because I had to tilt all the tanks to get the water while they were moving tanks. So I had to tilt this tank to the side onto my lap, like onto my thigh, and like kind of hold it still on the table, but like against my body, trying to like get the water out with the cup. And that's what I was doing yesterday. So I was doing that, and I felt the weight, and I was like, "Holy, that tank is heavy." And it's in the house. It's right in the middle in the living room, like right where we want it, and it's gonna look nice. Hop in the tank next time. I'm kind of scared to stand in the tank. I know it can hold my weight. Glass is extremely strong, but I'm still scared, man. Like I don't want to break it, and I don't want to cut myself, you know. Yeah, probably. Oh, the gold lasers. I found that, like, with mine, if I don't do water changes for a few weeks, like a month or so, and I just do some water changes, it spawns really easily. So, hop in the tank. You trying to kill me, bro? I recently added some females to my L66 tank, and 4 days ago I saw eggs out of the hole. I collected 2 eggs. It's my first time that I have. No. Congratulations, Delmer. Congratulations, buddy. Oh, where do I get the boxes? Mr. Gassed Out 420 says. I like your name, buddy. I like your name, Mr. Gassed Out 420. So these things are CIS, ZISS breeder boxes. So the one particular one I'm using here is the BL3, I believe. There's a BL2 and a BL3. The one I'm using is the flat bottom, no screen on the bottom one. That one's the best for me. I like that one. And then these boxes here are, I think called Ista, ISTA. Yeah, that's what they're called. They're the large Ista breeder boxes. They're from Amazon, but this particular ones in my fish room are bought from Big Al's here in Canada. It's a Canadian store, Big Al, so I support them more than Amazon. So yeah, you can buy it. If you want to buy it on Amazon, you can go to my link in the description and you can go and send me a couple of pennies, but I don't like promoting that, so I would recommend you to buy it from Big Al's here in Canada, even though I don't get paid for that. Big Al's is our local chain store that's also quite good. It's independently owned by the each store, and a lot of the Big Al's in Canada, in Toronto at least, or in GTA, are really well managed stores with good stuff. But some are not. So like obviously there's the odd one that the one in Brampton apparently is the worst. I mean, everything in Brampton so far has been subpar to my standards. The Home Depot is subpar. You know, I went. The Burger King actually surprisingly was managed by this Indian lady, and she was mean, and I liked her. I said, "Lady, you are running a tight ship," and she goes, "If I could hit these kids, I would. If in my own house, I hit my own kids." I go, "They're so incompetent." That she said to me. That's what she said, and I was laughing. I was laughing the whole time. But it was nice because, like, you know, she was running a tight ship, you know, so that was good. But every other store I've been to aside from the Burger King, not satisfied at the level of the management and I guess service, and you know, like they're not like, I've been to other stores. I'm from Toronto, so like I go to all these stores here, and I go to the same store there, and I'm like, whoa, like the service is like, wow, like you can tell the difference. So I'm not happy about that. And then I heard, I haven't been to the Big House in Brampton, but I heard, which, like, I live real close to the Big House, like, it's like, literally, like, I could probably run to the Big House from where I live. I heard it's not that good, so I gotta say that. But every other Big House in Toronto, in the GTA, I can vouch for most of them. I've been to a lot of them, I self-fish to a lot of them, so I used to self-fish to a lot of them. Now I self-fish to one of them, and potentially the next one I'm going to start selling. As we have more production, we sell to these. So that's what we're doing right now. And let's try to get in the light. Here we go. The light's right here. There we go. So that's the end of the fish room tour. Can you connect the 6 boxes? Yes, I've seen them, 3 of them connected to each other to create larger boxes. But I personally find that the amount of time I keep the fish in it, this box is enough for about 10 fish. If you put 3 layers, you can put like 20 fish in there, like three slates. So it doesn't need to be extremely large. They're small fish, they require small amount of space. They just need to be able to get away from each other if one is being chased by another, whatever. So I think it's not necessary, but it is completely doable. You can put 3 of them together. There's parts that come that you can take these apart. There's another piece that you can buy from CIS, like from the international website. And some of the retailers also carry it. And it's like a little plastic ring, and you put it between the 2 pieces, and it connects. But again, if you do that, you're losing the second side, so you only have 2 sides. But you still have the water movement coming in from 2 separate, like air-driven filter units or like lift units. So it's good. It works really well. The same way as this would, I would assume. Yeah. So it can be done. It can be done. Might need a tank change to trigger. Might need a temperature drop. I think drop it like I personally here, mine goes from 29 or 29.5 usually to about 27.5. I drop that much. In the winter especially, that's why my fish breed a lot more in the winter for me. Like the Silver Pleco breeding season is right now, right? Even though mine are still trapping, there's not a lot of egg production at this exact moment because it's really warm in here. And these filters are making it really warm because I put 2 of them to cycle for me, and both of these produce about 2 degrees of heat each. And so that warms up the tank, and the lid's on because I don't want anybody to jump. So that also retains a lot of the heat. So this tank right now, I don't have my heat gun, but it's at about 85 degrees. It's the warmest tank in the room. Maybe even 86 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 30 degrees Celsius. So not a lot of breeding happening right now. There was a lot of trappings last night, this morning when I came in. Not today, but yesterday morning. So, but I think when I move them to the new setup, I'm going to be able to control that a little bit better. And I'm not going to have both of these, so that's going to help. And I think that's something you should consider in your tank too. And even Thomas, Dr. Thomas from Belgium, I was talking to him today, and he had a bunch of eggs, and he said what he did was he dropped the temperature and they spawned. So, like from 29.5 to about 27.5. 2 degree drop. That's it. Mine should be at about 28, 28.5. But, it depends on individual fish too. Some of them might like to be a little colder, a little warmer. So that's that part. Oh yeah, real quickly, let's look at these fish. They're really pretty here. They're standing right there, so why not look at them? I have my 397s in here, which are there and there. And this is a L333 quarter de Mas. This is one of the F1 parents of the babies that I have here. I know, but your fish are also young, so I would just let them do their thing in your case. But yeah, the trigger seems to be the swing in temperature. It's simulating rain, I would assume. I think that's my theory. That's what I believe what it does. But that's just my theory, right? But in nature and in our aquariums, right now seems to be peak breeding season. So if you look at all across Facebook, on the groups where people have Super Plecos tanks and stuff, all their tanks for the most part, people are reporting spawns, a lot of spawns, abnormal large amounts of spawns right now. The last few weeks have been actually pretty crazy. So I believe this is a good time if you do have large fish to try and get them to trigger, because this is when they are in breeding season in nature and in our aquarium for some reason too. I don't know how that works, how all the fish around the world know that it's this exact time, but they all seem to be. Mine too, even when the temperature is not ideal. I have a male that's kind of scrapped up. He was scrapping. I had 2 trappings when I came over this morning. I looked in. I even messaged Jonathan. I told him. And but what I did was I turned up the heaters because everything else is kind of cold. So I think the temperature might have dropped overnight. And but when I increased the temperature, I kind of broke the trap and all. And now they're just hanging out. So nothing's going on. And as soon as I move to the new place, I think they'll probably end up spawning. That's my hope, at least, God willing. I'm gonna sign off. It's been 70 minutes, long as fish room, so sorry about not doing the edited video yet, but I do have it recorded. I just haven't had time to put it together. I have a lot of videos that I recorded. I have a tour at Miss Kim's facility. I have a tour with Bob Wilson. I have Bob Wilson talking about what is separated, what is the difference between a Canadian and an American. And he talks about it in the context of World War II. So I really have to get that video. He wasn't at the World War II. He's a historian. His father was in the World War in the Canadian Armed Forces, and he was 12 at the time. So, you know, and he's been keeping fish back then. Like when the World War started, he already had aquariums. He got his first aquarium when he was 7, or he got started in fish keeping when he was 7. So I would say probably 1932 or somewhere there. Like after the first depression, this guy got a fish tank. You know what I mean? Like he came out of the depression, and he was a little kid, survived the depression, survived world wars, you know what I mean? And kept fish through that entire thing, and started keeping discus at 55, in 1955. And then he started breeding them in the 80s, early 80s, and he started getting success in 1986. So he's kept discus from 1955 to 1980 without any breeding success, trying to breed them. And he finally got them to breed, one of the first people in Canada and probably all over the world to get them to breed. He said he was probably the third or fourth in Canada. But he was the first to get commercial success breeding discus in Canada. And his entire discus breeding facility is in our basement right now. Like, we got those tanks. Like, he retired a couple of months ago, and we ended up inheriting the tanks that are 50 plus years old, that were special designed to keep and breed discus, the entire fish room essentially. So we might not set up the trickle filter at this place because, you know, it's a process to set it up, but we will set up like the tanks and get them going. And in a year or two, we will potentially be moving to a larger facility, I think, to set up all this stuff properly in the new place with the trickle filters and everything else. So I'm really excited, and it's gonna be fun. So I got Bob on camera talking about all kinds of stuff: mushrooms, trains, coins. The guy's super interesting. He reminds me of me. Like he's into all kinds of things. Like super interesting dude, and hard working too. I love people like that. You work hard, you play hard. You know, you have so much hobbies, so it keeps you away from like bad things and whatnot. And you stay positive. You know what I mean? And you believe in God, and you do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? I think that's good. Non-stop since I've been dropping it like it's hot, and it's nothing. I think just be patient in your case. You know, look at what Bob Wilson had to go through to get his discus breeding. Like he kept them for 30 years almost before he had commercial success. You know, like even with me, like I mean, like the first few years in my like late teens, so 17, 18, 19, I had some success. Then I started college and I had like a good success when I was like 20, 21, 23 while I was still at my parents' house. And that was because I didn't have to pay rent for the fish room. I had it in their basement. I had the fish in their basement. I had them in their basement. So like it didn't matter in terms of rent. I just had to pitch in for like electricity and like barely anything, right? So it was a full profit business for me. But when I graduated college and I had to leave my parents' house and I was no longer there and I couldn't take all the tanks, I couldn't afford to pay rent, you know, at a place to keep all that. So I only could take like 4 tanks, so I had to give away all my tanks and stuff. So since then, like in my mid-20s until like a few years ago, I didn't have any success keeping and breeding fish either. Like, I mean, I did have some success, like I was making some money, by trading it to the pet store or selling it to the store, and they give me like store credit or cash, whatever, for like, I guess, a while. And then maybe the last 4 or 5 years it started picking up because I got more tanks, you know what I mean? Like in the pandemic it really picked up because I had more time and the ability to like actually focus on things. But you know what I mean? Like, so it's not like a business that makes money like for everybody right away. It's a hobby, you know, you gotta think about it like that to begin with. And but there are people that are making millions of dollars breeding and selling fish too. So you got to think about that too. Usually those people are not individuals, they're usually corporations. And those things are run like businesses. And I think that's something I want to do. With the new place, we're going to set it up as a business, like it completely. I'm only living in one of those rooms. The entire house is not for me. You know, I'm living in one of those rooms. The rest of the rooms are for the fish, right? And so one of the rooms, and even in that room, I'm going to have my zebra Pleco breeding tanks, most likely. So the whole house is for breeding fish. So, you know, I think I'm going to convince my accountant to write off like most of my expenses for the house as a business expense. So if I can do that, that'd be good. And I can prove that, so that's good. And I think that's going to be good for me. But the plan is to move into a larger facility in the next, 2 to 3 years minimum. I would say 1 to 2 years, but depends, like we're already here setting up. So I would say 2 years at this place and then to a new place is the logical plan. Every 2 years we can move. And then next place should be large enough where we can be there for 5 to 10 years before we need to expand. I think that's the plan, God willing. This is all in the hands of God. It's not in my power, but I'm going to work and do my best to make it happen. And I think that's all we can do as individuals is to believe that it's possible and work towards it, So that's what I'm going to leave you guys and girls with. Thank you so much. No, I did not. I did not set up no air system at the new place. The air system got shipped on Thursday from Gemco. You guys, please, guys and girls, go check out Gemco. Girls and boys, it's for American and Canadian fish keepers. Gemco is the place to go. It's definitely your best option for fish room supplies if you are running a large fish room. They're not a commercial business in a sense where they're trying to advertise regularly and stuff. They're not advertised on anywhere, I think, as far as I can tell. But they are open to the public. You can go to their website. You can buy your fish room supplies from them. I think they are fish keepers themselves, and they just buy stuff and sell it to farms and stuff like that. But it's a secret, you know what I mean? Like, people don't talk about it. But I think a lot of big businesses also that are selling certain products are buying a lot of their product from companies like Gemco. So they're the source. Go to them. You can get a good deal on a lot of stuff. So thank you so much. Not a paid advertisement, by the way. I just got the air systems from Gemco. That's why I talked about it. I love you all. God bless you. I will see you soon on the next videos coming up. I'm just looking at my corridors, so baby corridors in the tank. When I sit here, there's so much going on. It's always fish moving around. I always But anyways, thank you so much. God bless you. I love you all. I will see you all soon. Most likely, I will do live streams throughout the next days as I'm setting up the new tanks and stuff. And I'll do an update video at the new place again when I'm there. Probably on Wednesday. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm working Wednesday, so probably on Thursday, which is when I'm going to be starting to take some fish over. But I'm going to be catching fish, putting them into buckets right now the next couple of days. I'm going to catch some today right now too. Put them into buckets, put air stones and stuff, especially baby Plecos and stuff, to get them out of the tanks so I can get them ready to transport. So stay tuned for all that. Thank you so much. Love you all. Hope you have a great day. God bless you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.